Action games have been made for many years, whether it was the original Doom games or even old arcade games. The action genre has so many subgenres underneath it, knowing which is the best is a pretty hard challenge. In 7 free action games on this list, we purposely didn't put similar games into it so we can try to please as many people as we possibly could with different types of games. This is Chug from Cubold Gaming, and here are our top 7 best free action games you can play on Steam. Retrograde Arena is a multiplayer arena shooter where you need to use your bullets to push the enemy players into the deadly surroundings of the arena. The weapons you use don't actually do damage to the enemies, so you need to use the physics of your weapon to push the enemies around with them. It definitely is a pretty unique take on the arena shooters, and it is surprisingly fun. You can play against friends, random people online, or even AI, so there's a lot you can do here. There are 4 weapon types you can choose from: area of effect, ricochet, reflection, or even brute force. Each one does something different, and you need to learn how to use each one effectively to win. There are multiple game modes as well: Supersizer, King of the Crown, and Last Drone Standing, and these are the 3 game modes that is entirely in the game, but they are all very fun. There are also a ton of customization options for your drone, so you can distinguish between each other. If you enjoy arena fighters, especially unique ones, then you might really enjoy this one. Outpost is a roguelike survival game where you need to adapt to each season. You start in a randomly generated area that is different every single time you play. You need to scavenge materials through the day and set up defenses for the upcoming enemies. At night, the enemies will slowly head towards your base and you will need to defend it. If you can survive a night, you'll need to go out scavenging in for some more materials. If you die, and you'll have to start all over again. The graphics are pretty simple and the gameplay is actually pretty fun. It is one of those games that most people just don't really pay attention to. If you enjoy roguelikes, then give this game a try. Swarm is a simple game where you need to defeat a creature called Swarm EXE. You will need to use the help of the music to take the creature down. There are 2 ways to play: a top-down shooter mode or a side-to-side player mode. Each one brings on separate challenges, and it gives you that feeling of finally beating a boss once you finally complete it. There's a massive leaderboard system where you can put your high scores on, and it challenges you to get better at the game. It isn't a very long game, but it is something fun to play when you don't have much else to do. The music is great and the gameplay is extremely smooth, and a lot of people want the developers to expand more on the game because it is a great game and it would work very well with new bosses. It reminds us a lot of Galaga on steroids. But if you like those types of games, then make sure to check this one out. Scorch is a noir-inspired stealth shooter where you need to take out thugs as you try and break away from your former life. You were previously a hitman for a crime family, so the goal of the game is to take out the crime family so you can be free of any ties with them. The graphics in this game are what make it stand out because it is almost black and white with a very dark feel to it. The blood is the only thing that has color and makes it pop out a lot more than games with a ton of color. It's a very short and easy game, but it is a game that can take up a little bit of time when you want to try something new. The gameplay is very good and it is extremely easy to run on any computer. If this game looks interesting to you, make sure to check it out on Steam right now. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We aren't trying to force you, but it does help our videos reach more people. And if you don't subscribe, at least give this video a like, because it does help you find a cool free game to play. Alright, back to the video. Legend of the Outlaw Mage is an above-view, third-person action roguelike. You are a former leader of a bandit group, and you are on the hunt to find out who double-crossed you. You use a variety of attacks from magic to weapons, and there's surprisingly a lot to this game. It adds a lot of dungeon crawler action to the roguelike gameplay, and it works extremely well. There are a bunch of enemy types, and the graphics are pretty decent compared to older games like it. It reminds us a lot of a game called West of Dead, which is also another roguelike that is extremely similar to this one, although that one does cost money. The graphic style of this game is also very unique, and it is the best free roguelike that you can play right now. You explore canyons and caverns, eliminating anything in your way, and you find spells to customize your playstyle. If you enjoy roguelikes, then go try out this one for yourself. Apotheon Arena is a game we used to play on the PS4 like 6 or 7 years ago. It is an older game, but believe me, it is fun. This is a free edition of the RPG Apotheon, and it adds multiplayer to the core gameplay. It's a free online multiplayer complement to the Greek action RPG. Pitch your skills with a spear and shield against other players in brutal Bronze Age combat. Battle across the unique arenas of Olympus, depicted with beautiful black figured pottery artwork. You need to show your skills with dozens of weapons and shields, trying to complete any modes you are playing. There are 3 game modes in total: Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and Team Elimination. The gameplay is very fun and it's satisfying. and it is definitely worth trying. If you like the free arena version enough, then you might want to look into the full game. There is a full story to it and everything. If you enjoy Greek mythology and 2D fighter games, this might be the game for you, because it has both. Bloodspear is an action-ranged exploration game. You need to use the power of blood to throw spears at your enemies and defeat them. Yes, it is simple, but the core gameplay is what makes this game shine. The core mechanic involves aiming your spear at enemies and impaling them against the environment. Throw with precision, use your demonic powers to charge your spears, shatter planted spears to release even more power, and nourish from the blood of dead enemies to heal. A strange cult inhabits the sanctuary and carries out occult rituals. They seem to be controlled by a superior entity and feed off the corruption of the place. Whatever their goals are, they don't want to be disturbed. The graphics are very good for a smaller studio, and some people say that the impact of the weapons feel like Santa Monica's God of War 2018. The game isn't very long, but it is fun to go in and defeat as many enemies as you can. It is extremely satisfying and is definitely worth looking into. Maybe the developer might turn it into a full-fledged game one day, because it isn't in its current state. If you enjoy third-person ranged combat, then check this game out for yourself. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You should also check out our podcast called Cubledcast. We're now doing weekly podcasts, and it would be a huge help if you'd let us know what games you might want us to do any podcasts in the future. If you enjoyed any of these games in this list, make sure to tell us down in the comment section below. I hope you found this video helpful, and we will see you in the next video.